41, Nowitzki.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Our camera circling high above American Air. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Miami, they've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, the Boston Celtics, 3.5 back.
And, you know, for the Celtics, they've got to make some changes at the end of the season. That much is clear. Not sure whether that goes for the coaches or the players or both, but something has got to change.
For me, the decision makers have a lot of tough choices to make. They also need to look in the mirror because they're the ones who assembled this team.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Outside, the wings are Brown and Tatum. Horford is out there with Rob Williams. And it's Smart in at the point guard position. And for Miami. And Robinson on the wing, he's joined by Butler. Adebayo is the pivot with Tucker playing the 4. And it's Lowry in at the 1 spot. Now here's Smart, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Smart finds Horford. Here's Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. Horford, no luck. And here are the Heat. In an area that's often underappreciated for Horford, he's a fantastic passer.
Nothing flashy. Great vision in the post or at the top of the key. And he just keeps it moving and finds the open man.
Now here is Lowry. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. Here's Adebayo. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Boston with the ball. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Ime Udoka. He was admiring Jimmy Butler's competitiveness over a full game. Coach said he doesn't take any plays off. To pull this out tonight, we're going to have to match his intensity and will to win. And that's a tall order against the kid from Tomball, Texas. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Now here's Tatum. And Horford wide open. He shoots. Offline with his 3.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Well, they're passing to Lowry. To the middle. Here's Tucker. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. And that ties it up.
You gotta love a veteran point guard. Lowry keeping his eyes up and his options open.
Here's Williams. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Adebayo. Pass to Lowry. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Adebayo finds Lowry. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Lowry against Smart. Over Butler. Boston, no good that time either.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Here's Brown. It's all tied in Miami. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
I got to go from the last.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And inside the locker room, everyone trying to lock in, get mentally ready. And let's go straight over to the...
Thanks, Brian.
He is fun to watch too, Allie. Good stuff there. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaking out. Taking a look at Philadelphia, in second now, but wanting to claim that top seed. And checking out the Pistons, they're a ways down in the standings.
Right now for Detroit, they really have failed to deliver this year. Even when they do get a little something going, it never just seems to be enough.
And when you talk about inconsistency, I think a lot of it has to go to the players, because ultimately they're the ones that dictate how they perform.
A look at the 76ers starting group. Curry and Green, the 2 and the 3. Furkan Korkmaz is out there with Joel Embiid. And it's Maxey in at the point guard position. And for the Pistons, Bey and Grant make up the forward pair. Hayes is out there with Cunningham. And it's Stewart in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Cunningham lays it up and in on the nice reverse. A bit of a rivalry matchup in this one, Clark. You think we'll see any chippy play because of it?
You know, B.A., I don't think they'll go looking to start something in this game. But you know what? I don't think they'll avoid it if things go south either. So buckle up.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Here's Maxey. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
And I love it. Challenging the bigger defender and showing plenty of heart.
Well, the size mismatch is no problem for this fella, guys. I mean, how much do you like seeing that aggressiveness from him?
They find Stewart. Here's Cunningham. Embiid covers.
Isaiah Stewart.
Here's Maxey.
You know, Cade Cunningham has proven he can get it done on offense. Now check this out. Back in college, he racked up 13 points in just 91 seconds of play. When you're trying to stop a guy like this, you have to match his intensity level.
And we all know what can happen when he gets rolling. A hot start can turn into an explosive scoring night.
Back to Bey. Grant outside. Right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Hayes. The rebound by Maxey.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Here's Curry. No good that time. And Detroit will go the other way with it. Defeated by Milwaukee in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
As they say, live by the 3, die by the 3. When you're too perimeter dependent, it's hard to maintain consistency game in and game out.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
Embiid's got space. The Pistons clear it.
And unlike some other guys, missing a wide open look won't hurt his confidence at all.
Here's Cunningham. Green covering. Back to Grant. Hayes for 3. It's not going to go for him. Curry from deep three-point land. And that's not going to go. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. The Sixers on top. They lead by... And you asked Joel Embiid. He's not satisfied with the way he's playing recently.
I think I need to, be more aggressive. Just look to impose myself, just look to dominate. I guess I need to go back to having fun and just dominate. And
I guess the process continues, Grant.
And with big men, it's got to be a team effort. You got to feed him the rock, BA, inside and help him get it going.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Sixers, what do you guys think?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Taking a look at Philadelphia. Furkan Korkmaz is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's George Niang. Then it's Matisse Thybulle. And it's Milton in at the point guard position. Oh, Grant, at this point in his career, I think it's safe to say Andre Drummond will go down as one of the game's premier rebounders.
Yeah, you just don't call him a specialist because there's a lot more to Drummond's game than just rebounding. rim protection, points in the paint. He does just about everything you want in a big man. When he's on the floor, he lightens the load on every other member of their front court.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area. You know, using his size advantage there to rip down that board in traffic.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. Jeremy Grant, the 39th pick back in 2014, has become a leader for the Pistons. He said, I'm enjoying it. I want to be a lot better, and I want to keep growing.
Thank you. So the opening lineup for the Suns. Up it forward, they'll have Bridges and Crowder. The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. And it's Ayton in at the 5 down low. And for the Thunder, we've got Lou Dort, and it's Giddey in at the 2 guard. And already, Greg, we're seeing some of the new wrinkles that players have added to their games.
No doubt. The work doesn't end when the season does. And if you're trying to improve your skills, or if you're trying to pack on good weight, that kind of stuff needs to get done during the offseason.
I mean, as good a passer as we've ever seen in the NBA, Chris Paul setting up a great look that time.
Outside, Dort. Here's Paisley. And it's Ayton with the rebound. And here's Phoenix. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
Yeah, I love watching that game, and in particular, their demeanor in their destruction in that game.
Robinson Earl. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in.
And I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander knows that this is an assist play in the making. Finds the open man.
Ray, you always want DeAndre Ayton to play more aggressively, don't you?
Well, it's when he's at his best, especially when he's down low and using his frame. He's kind of like this young kid that doesn't realize how big he is, but he's starting to understand how much his size can impact what he can do on both ends of the floor.
Over in the corner, Paul. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Bridges inside, coming off a stellar performance against New Orleans. That one doesn't go. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Giddey. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. It's not going to go for him, and Phoenix will come the other way. Crowder finds Paul. Lays it up off the glass.
Chris Paul knows exactly not just who's going to hit him, but how they're going to hit him.
On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander, defended by Paul. Over in the corner, Dort. Bridges with some nice defense. The Suns have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And that one drops for him.
Well, he passes to the wide open man. Bridges developing some team chemistry.
The Thunder have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Ayton against Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. The Suns leading. 19 seconds left to play in the first. Booker the pass to Bridges. Good on the triple.
And that's a shot Bridges needs to just keep sinking. You can see his confidence growing.
Knocked away. Bridges with the steal. That's a 2 from Paul. The shot, no good. It could go. The shot, no good. And that does it for
November. So let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. Taking a look at Minnesota. Already they're on the outside looking in. 9th place in the conference.
You know, for Minnesota, they failed to deliver the great season people were hoping for, but it's far from hopeless. Plenty of time to turn things around for them.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. The backcourt is Russell and Edwards. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Jared Vanderbilt, and it's McDaniels in at small forward. And for Cleveland, Garland and Sexton are in the backcourt. Mobley and Allen together in the middle. And it's Osman in at the 3.
And it's always fun to see a defensive powerhouse like Evan Mobley. He savors any chance he gets to affect a shot or totally shut down an opponent.
Now here's Russell. Back to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And we're about a minute into the first.
Boy, that's 0 for 3 in the early going. Just a little out of sync.
Outside Sexton. Pass to Osman. To the inside. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
B.A., the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, and absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. Now here's Russell. To the middle. Tipped. Back to Vanderbilt. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
When Russell gets his teammates involved, it makes this entire team better, and it'll make him more effective at the point position.
Now here's Garland. What a tremendous game he played against Portland. A minute 6 left to play in the first. Inside, Mobley. And the basket's good. Off the assist from Garland.
This young guy is a solid creator in pick-and-roll play. Darius Garland getting repetition and making a nice play.
Pass to McDaniels. To the paint. Here's Vanderbilt. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Garland finds Allen. Outside for Sexton. 6 to shoot. Over Edwards. Deflected.
Wow, great defensive play by Anthony Edwards, engaged on that end of the floor right now.
Pass to Vanderbilt. 16 seconds left to play in the first. The kick out to Edwards. Knocks down the triple.
Edwards, such an explosive scorer. You don't want to concede that three-point shot. Boy, that's going to make him feel good.
Here's Garland. Basket counts.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 1.
And David, as most people know, you went to American, so I get it. Class in session. Thanks, DA. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Charlotte. They're right now in the 8th spot in the conference here in the early part of the season.
And checking out Charlotte, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're disappointed in that. I mean, they were hoping to take that next step.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. At the guard spots, longtime teammates Lillard and McCollum. Powell and Covington up at the forward. And it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Charlotte, the guard spots are filled by Ball and Rozier. Up at the forward spots, it's Hayward and Bridges. And it's Plumlee in at the 5 down low. It's good. And looking at where the league has gone, Chris, do you miss the physicality of years past?
I do. I do. I think it needs to be a balance to the game, but I also love the spacing and the fluidity of the game. And so, yeah, I don't miss all those bumps and bruises, but yeah, I don't want this to become flag football.
You think about the skill needed to hit off-balance shots with a hand in your face defensively. Chris, C.J. McCollum has got an awful lot in his bag of tricks, doesn't he?
The pull-up game is something he's been doing his whole life. Now he's doing it from long range too, and that's what's the scary thing coming for the rest of this league.
And C.J. McCollum graduating with a bachelor's in journalism, something he's already putting to use covering the league.
He might be coming for our jobs, Greg, but, you know, his intellect is something that serves him on the court as well, studying the game and his opponents.
Here's Bridges. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
They just appeared lost out there. I mean, it seemed like they were scrambling on the defensive end of the floor.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ball. And here are the Trailblazers now. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Back to McCollum. Lillard, the pass to Pop. Drills it from outside.
Yeah, well, Lillard is such an intelligent playmaker. He sees an opening and dishes the ball.
Hayward outside. Back to Ball. 1:11 left in the first. On the wing, Rozier. Nurkic with the steal. Powell, no one around him. Off target with his three.
When he forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
Bridges passes to Rozier. Bridges kicks to Hayward. From outside the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And the way Hayward measures the three ball, that's just textbook form. I mean, great balance. He's got this shot down pat.
Nurkic finds McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. And it's Lillard missing. For the Hornets, they come into this one following a loss to the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
I mean, I flat out. I thought they looked overmatched. I mean, I thought they lacked aggressiveness and hard out there.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Three-pointer, Hayward. He can't get it to go. And still a close game as the first